There had been a fight here. Many of the corpses had their weapons drawn, thin long swords. You recognize some as wood elves with their more feral features, as no doubt comrades of Adele. You check your sword carefully, still no glow. You reassure Kriya, and she tucks her wand away. What other useful devices have you stored away in that voluminous dress of yours? You ask teasingly. All sorts. Some of it may benefit you if you are a gentleman. You say always. You say with a flourish and a bow. You stand up straight and smile. Now understand that it was not only due to modesty, but also for practicality that kept your dress. You needed all those pockets and crevices. She nods and walks over to the parapet. That is the view I came for. Stand beside her. Look out. This is there is the temple, says Kriya, pointing down below, perhaps a quarter mile away. The edifice is a huge with a great deal of intricate molding and inlaid statues. Despite all this delicate flourishes, you get the impression that the stonework is solid. As formidable as the fortress you are in now, water stains and faded patches speak of very old construction. Gods, it's the only thing standing, whispers Kriya. Indeed, everything within 100 meters or more around the temple has been leveled with mostly finely ground rubble. Within this swath of devastation, armies battle. What must be demons push and roil against this gleaming armored bodies of men. Jets of fire, forks of lightning, and dark bolts of that's Galmegus. Energy rain down from above as winged monsters circle the skies near overhead. Near the temple is a massive battering ram with a monstrous steel, a bull-headed tip. It glows with a fierce crimson light and is so large that even from this distance you can make out its angry eyes. The ram is manned by demons of all sorts. He's being slammed against the temple, although it does not seem to be quite making contact with the stone walls. It is shielded, says Kriya, following your gaze. A powerful shield by the looks of it. Kriya climbs up onto the parapet and sits, hanging her legs off the edge. Only she has gotten over her earlier fear of height, or maybe it's that she does not fear heights when she's atop a tower. You suppose that would make sense for her. You climb up and motion for her to make room on the short section of the wall between caernals, gap in the wall. She scoots her rump to the edge of the caernal. You sit snugly beside her. A magic shield, you say, courtesy of Anuxius. Kriya says, exhaling, the god slayer. I heard somewhere that his friends would call him Ghost because he was so pale, you say. She chuckles. The life of a mage is spent largely indoors studying. She looks behind her and then in front again. And now, like Theoman of the Day Watch has been, he is pale for another reason. Vampire, you say? No, he's not. He cannot be a vampire. He gave up his vampirism. He cannot. There's no way he became a vampire for a second time. Yeah, he killed the fucking demon who made him into a vampire. So he gave up the vampirism. So unless he took it up again for some reason, I don't see him becoming a vampire. Yes, she says. He visited Drala and threatened her that he would expose her secret that she has a daughter unless she told him how to unmake his vampirism. So in effect, he threatened you, she nods. A villain, you whisper. Yet a hero to some, she says with a shrug, staring out at the battle below. The two of you are silent for a moment and then you ask, where is Drala's tower? Some distance over the hills, she says. Vermal flew much of the way so as to get here before the excitement was over, as he had put it. Carefully, Kriya pulls her horse out of her pocket, keeping him close to her body, as not to dangle her familiar over the edge. She raises the rat to her face. Adriel, she whispers, know that I'm here, and although I have defied you, I will fight at your side. She turns and let horse drop down to the floor of the battlement. He rises up onto the hunches and stares at her for a moment before going about sniffing and scurrying about curiously. You hope Hawes does not feast on any of the dead elves. You're not sure you could handle that. Adrel is an elvish name I sometimes use for. She leans in, lowers her voice and whispers, Drala. She stands up and resumes. Adrel can sense things through small animals. It is how she gathers information. I have been trying to reach her, but something is not right. Remember when you witnessed Drala conducting a magical ritual with vermin, insects and connecting? Well, probably because Galmegus attacked her, and insects to connect them to her. You suppose it likely that Hawes has been blessed in this way at some point. Kriya's face is anxious and perhaps a little sad. Before you know it, you pat her arm. To your surprise and shock, she grabs your arm and holds it tightly. You want to echo where Vermal said that Drala can take care of herself. Instead, you say, I know what it's like to worry about someone. Your sister, she whispers. She looks up at you. Her eyes are watering. You don't think it's from the smoke. You squeeze her hand. It is the city, not Adrel, that I feel this regret for. From the back of this dragon and now from here, I see so much death and centuries worth of excretions. Excretions? Exertions is gone. It is a nightmare that I am. It is a nightmare that I am in. That we are sharing, you correct. Is that not a little better? She smiles at you for a moment. You see something different in her eyes, but then she presses her hand against your chest over your heart, missing the amulet. It was better that you carried her than I. She says, better you than my mother. What? Agrella, she says, daughter of Aletheia. That's hilarious. She still thinks it's Agrella. I would have busted out laughing, honestly. She says, daughter of Aletheia. You let out your breath. She still believes Agrella's deception. I'm sorry that it took her, Korea says, removing her hand from your chest. But I know it is not an excuse, but I owe you at least the explanation that I took it for her, my mother. I thought it would please her. I should have known better. I was angry, and I'm sorry for so much more, she says, interrupting you as she urgently squeezes your hand. A tear rolls down her moist eyes, rolls down her cheek. She turns away and sniffs. You're silent, sensing that she will say more after a deep, halting breath. She does. I'm sorry I used you, Rooster. I know that now. I'm sorry I used people. I don't want to do it. Tears are running freely down her cheek. I'm sorry. I made you feel something that was not of your choice. You deserve better. Everyone deserves better. To my mother, all beings are either impediments or tools to get what she wants. And how can I say she's wrong when she has so much? She pulls. Wait, hold on. So this might be a very elaborate trick, right? In which case, well, we're probably gonna fall for it, and we're gonna fucking fail everything there is. And the other one is that she is legitimately regretful, which was really unexpected, which is honestly a good enough reason not to kill her if ever the option was granted. Because yeah, if someone is genuinely regretful, even fucking Kira spares them. What am I compared to him? So yeah, if she is genuinely regretful, then yes. But if this is a trick, well, we'll know. You put your arm around her shoulder and pull her in. She leans into you, melts into you. She continues, her tone becoming fierce. But if my mother is right, then I would prefer to delude myself and believe that she is wrong. What is the point of the things if of the multiverse if we are the only things? She sniffs and nods down at the glowing anarchy below. Her voice softens again, becoming sad. She uses everyone. I don't want, even if it works, even if she gets what she wants, there is a cost. There is a cost to me. This is not something I want to learn from her. You're all playthings of the gods, you say. So they would have us believe, she says, to resign us to our role. You're right to question your mother, you say softly. She does not know all. Do not take offense, Rooster, but you do not know her as I do. It is not only due to her spies and the peculiarities of an anatomy that she gets the name. Kriya lowers her voice to a whisper. Drala the all-seeing. Kriya clears her throat and continues. It is for her wisdom too. She has lived for centuries, and in all that time she has not been idle. She is no fool. Yet I fooled her, didn't I? You say, gripping her arm. She took me for an elf, the insufferably haughty wizard. Now, how does one that is all-seeing make a mistake like that? You're the opposite of Lestrel, she says with a smile. But your magic is strong. You fueled Kalak too, and Lestrel is her apprentice. Gods, no, I don't understand your power. I thought it was the artifact you wore. Perhaps if you ever trust me, you will tell me. Do not make excuses for her. You need not worship her, nor please her. You owe her nothing. You told me when we first met that you and I had to make our own way. Well, as best I can tell, you were right. You and I could have died 100 deaths. Yet where was your all-powerful mother? She would not coddle me. She is too wise. I fooled her. You hissed as you pulled the amulet out from under your nightshirt. Her eyes widened. You got it back? But I saw her leave with it around her neck. She gave it to you. Oh, I fooled her. So he's telling her not only she fooled him with the fucking distraction, with the fucking conceiving, the fucking illusion and whatnot, the body transformation. Also, he got the amulet back. She does not know that yet. I thought she knew, but she didn't. That's hilarious. But I don't think it's a good idea to tell her. I would always be on my fucking edge with Kriya. Like, doesn't matter if she's regretful. No giving out information. Stay on edge. I fooled her. You hiss as you pulled the amulet out from under your nightshirt. Her eyes widened. You got it back, but I saw her leave it around her neck. She gave it to you. She wore a fake, you say fiercely. Again, she was made the fool. Not so all-seeing is she. My mother flew. Okay. My mother flew into battle with a fake artifact, she says, her face falling. Well, yes, but she is very powerful on her own. I saw this firsthand, you mutter. She will be fine, probably. Ria's eyes swivel about nervously for a moment, then she stops. She takes a deep breath. It is as it should be. She does not deserve Alethea's flavor. Nor did you or your mother ever have it, you think. What? Nor did you or your mother ever have it, you think. You stare back at Kriya, you're not sure what to say. Now it's probably not the best time to tell her the amulet had been lying to her. Kriya holds your gaze, she bites her lip and says, all this I tell you because I want to know. I need to apologize. I used you, I betrayed you, I stole from you, I regret it. You're a witch, it is in your nature, you say in a kind voice. She looks at you searchingly and then chuckles bitterly. It may not surprise you to know that I do not always treat others with the respect they deserve as well. I have been known to steal, you say. She nods and wipes her nose with her sleeve. It is kind of you to make light of my words, pretend that the offenses I committed are nothing to you. But it is not what I ask. What then? She looks into your eyes, her face only inches away. Can you forgive me, Rooster? Start to forgive me? What does that mean? You have never forgiven anyone, and certainly no one has ever asked you to do so. Although you have asked for forgiveness more than a few times, it is because she is afraid that she might die, you think, as you look down at the battlefield below. As you look up, you meet her eyes, which are wet and intent on you. Although as though you were the only thing in the multiverse, something breaks inside you, something that needed breaking. It's Nikolai, you say. Nikolai Shade. He chuckles. Well met, Nikolai Shade. Nikolai, I'm Sudre. Sudre the sorry, if you prefer. I would have laughed at that. I will call you Kriya if you don't mind, you say. And actually, you may as well continue calling me Rooster, as that is the name we birthed together when we first met. She smiles at you gently, then turns her attention back to the battlefield below. Her smile is gone. Feel an urge to ask something to her. You could ask to kiss her. At this moment, you want to. It seems strange given all the anger you have harbored for her. Or maybe it is her apology, or maybe it's all the close calls with death you've had, and you want to feel the warm skin of a beautiful woman. Or perhaps now is a good time to apologize for how you treat Hawes. You're not sure you really are sorry. However, you can't deny that the rat is useful and he hasn't done you any harm. Yet maybe you can ask to kiss her later, or more likely this feeling will pass. You know, a couple years back, I would have straight gone for ask to kiss her, but I feel like, I don't know, this is very cringe. Like, who asks? Like, the fact is that he did not like pull her in for a kiss, or fucking insinuated that he wants to kiss. Like, he's asking for it. Like, that's kind of cringe, bruh. That's kind of cringe. So I'm gonna apologize for the meanness towards Hawes. We'll see in the best choices what the other option is anyway. So yeah. Brian Chris, well, we won't. If it actually is the bad option, I will not pick that option. Well, I'm sorry, I have been mean-spirited towards Hawes, you say, instinctively wanted to reciprocate Kriya's heartfelt apology in some way. It's not his fault that he's a rat, not that he was raised in a sewer, that he's a fine scout, especially for a rodent. She smiles, showing her perfect teeth. Again, you are struck by her beauty. Rather than your wish to kiss her passing, it is stronger than ever, overwhelming even. Kriya, Sudre, whatever your name is, I should very much like to kiss you. You slowly begin to lean in. The smile turns from delight to something warm. However, she presses her hand in your chest, gently pushing you back. Oh, so that was the best option. Good. So he literally just asked, Kriya, Sudre, whatever your name is. I can't, not now, she whispers. It is your man, you say softly, taking a breath and sitting up straight. No, it's that you're wearing my knight's shirt and there are dead elves behind us. You laugh, so does she. You both continue laughing at the absurdity of it all. And they call me the monster, comes a cold voice. Yet I cannot, I'm not the one laughing as the city burns beneath me. Oh boy, who's behind me? Oh, Ironova. You turn to see Ironova smiling, her fangs gleaming in the moonlight, just as you remember when you first met her. Front of her dress is gone, evidently burned away by the Babao demon's acid. The shock of seeing her lovely nakedness adding far more fear than excitement. You look surprised. How could you possibly expect to see anyone else? She asked, gesturing to the corpses around her. Well, this is kinda awkward, but it's Ironova. Let's look at the stats for this volume. We got... What? How the hell did we get the first rank? I fucked up so much. 920? I fucking elapsed that shit. 730 I was at. The maximum score is. And I got 920 on my fucking own? Oh, no, wait. What? How? Because the only thing I boosted was life a couple of times. I mean, yes, that's cheating, but still, it would not boost my score that much. Life is not worth that much. What the hell? Okay, apparently we got the maximum score, whatever. Thank you so much for watching. The link in the description to the background music. There's a link in the description to the game. There's a link in the description to my Twitter and my Patreon. Go check my stuff out there. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. And we'll be back with Chapter 20's best choices in a moment. Bye-bye.